Cats, it's Ed Paul Daniels Bud here. Today I'm looking at the best and worst surprise shoes of 2021. Hey cats, thanks for joining me here on Ed Bud Running Shoe Reviews. Always appreciated. You're always welcome in for a mince pie and some sherry. I don't have any sherry actually, so that's not true. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when I roll out those new videos for you. Bit like a digital snowball. And you can help us out too with that YouTube algorithm by giving this video a thumbs up like, but also sharing it with your running buddies. Mucho gracias. Within 2021 we've had a multitude of running shoe releases. It's been like a torrent. It just never ends. It's still going on even now. Some have been brilliant and some have been not so brilliant. A few absolute bangers and some real duds. There's even a couple of real bricks out there that are destined for the bargain bin. Let's delve into the great and not so great surprise shoes of 2021. First up, a pleasant surprise. Got to be the Prime X for me. I had no expectation of this shoe at all, and it's turned out to be one of my favourites of 2021. I almost didn't pick it up. I'd sort of classified it or pigeonholed it as a joke shoe. A bit like a clown shoe or something. You know, all cushion, just a comedy sort of value shoe, and a massive price tag. How wrong I was. I managed to get them on a bit of a discount and I love them. On those days where I really feel I can't get out of the door and even run a couple of miles, which I've got to be honest, recently it's felt like that. The huge shock absorption properties of this shoe have really helped me get over that shoulder injury and on the road to recovery. Wonderful flex and squash here in the midsole. The Lightstrike Pro mass here really helped me start to run again, I suppose. And the strange fitting yet functional upper is quite inspiring. I really do feel like I'm wearing the future here whenever I put on the Prime X. And aside from uneven ground, this one's a real road running winner. I really like the very malleable rubber underfoot as well. Superb grip, and the energy rods and the blade tech that's encapsulated within the midsole make this one a big hit for me in 2021. Probably the most surprising shoe actually that I've tested out all year. And to think we nearly didn't meet. Maybe in another universe that has occurred, and I'm right now wearing the Zoomfly 4. Next up for the nice surprises is one that I picked up on a whim. It's probably a shoe I've reached for more than any other over recent times. That's a Pegasus Trail 3. When I grabbed it, I really didn't anticipate loving it as much as I do. I really love that soft squish of the React midsole material. It's just been great for walking and running applications. The React here is just a world away from loads of the other shoes that Nike have released over the past 18 months or so. A really forgiving feel and a wonderfully roomy upper, something you don't always get on trail shoes. There's some great protective elements there in the toe box and on the outsole too. Reasonable lug depth in the outsole, which means it doesn't feel too odd if you use it on road. Obviously not a technical trail shoe, this one. There are loads of other models that are far more in keeping with that type of surface. I think if you're looking for a winterized type shoe, either this or its Gore-Tex cousin is probably one of the ideal ones you can pick up right now. Just a surprise for me, I suppose, in terms of the durability and the comfort on offer, and it's pretty much worked for me in all manner of locations and scenarios. A very usable surprise of a running shoe, this one, which has come in handy on many days over 2021. Pegasus Trail 3. Another shoe that I very nearly didn't pick up was the Metaspeed Sky from Asics. It's just so incredibly light and there's so much rebound there. I'm really pleased that I didn't actually sleep on it for the whole year. I think this shoe's really brought Asics to the fore in terms of race shoes, and in 2022 I'm sure that there'll be a new version of it coming. Probably with even more foam. That's what you do, isn't it? When you do a new version, more foam. Is that necessarily going to make it better? Just thinking about the Vaporfly 4%, the next percent, the Alphafly. Are they better than that 4%? Hope to see more from Flight Foam Turbo, the material used within the Metaspeed Sky in 2022. Okay, it can't all be nice surprises, so here are the stinkers. I've tried to like it many times. I've taken it back out and really tried, but it just doesn't work for me. This is the Boston 10 from Adidas. I did pick it up after lots of requests from viewers, but I'm afraid to say it just doesn't cut the mustard for me. So this one comes in at 75 grams heavier than the Boston 9 was in my size. Got a rather clunky combo of rods and plates. Quite a weighty offering, this one. Even at half a size up from my typical size 11, you still need a shoehorn to get it on. Just feels really constrictive over the top of my foot. Almost feels like I've got ankle weights on or something. Not a pleasant feeling. I really don't feel like that either in the heavier Ultra Boost 22. Just a bit of a clog and a bit uninspiring. Just feels like they've tried to shoehorn the technology into the Boston and it doesn't really suit it. People often say Boost is too heavy, it's old hat and all that. Is that why this is 75 grams heavier than the Boston 9? That was a beautiful shoe. It just sort of sat on foot and sung every time you hit the floor. If you like this shoe, I'm really glad. If it works for you, fantastic, but for me, it's just not a good fit. I do hope Adidas bring back the normal style Boston in 2022 and move away from this rather pointless implementation of their energy rods and their plate in the heel that we got in the Boston 10 here. I mean, on paper, it looks like it'll be great, but it's just too much upper. I'm going to hold off on the hate for the Takumi Sen 8 till I get a few more miles into these bad boys. They are beginning to flex a little bit more now, feeling a bit more like a race flat to me. Is there a banger of a shoe inside here somewhere, lads and ladies? We will find out very soon. I'll keep you updated on that one over Christmas. I'll try to rein in my toffee consumption. That ain't gonna happen, I'll tell you that now. I've already eaten half a box today. Back to good surprises now. I've got to mention the Under Armour Flow Velocity Wind. I was lucky enough to test that shoe out earlier in 2021. Light shoe, new midsole material, that flow stuff really is quite something. Responsive yet still quite forgiving in nature. I think I took that up to about 14 miles or so. It felt great. Lots of things about the upper on that shoe surprised me in a really nice way. Airy and thin, yet still a pleasing lockdown over the top of the foot. I'm keen to see that shoe develop in 2022. Last bad surprise in the list today is the Nike Zoom Fly 4. That prominent arch, the very oversized upper. There's very little development there at all from the Zoom Fly 3, which is a shoe that came out years back. I'm really glad to see they're going to shelve that version of the shoe, and the Zoom Fly 5 looks like a total reimagining of the model. So many other manufacturers are showing more advanced implementation of Pebax foams and plates that the Zoom Fly 4 just looks like an outdated sitcom, I suppose. I'm actually flabbergasted it's taken Nike that long to kind of figure it out, really. I mean, I didn't have massive expectations for the Zoom Fly 4, but they were even lower than I actually had, so there we go. Again, if that shoe works well for you and you're enjoying it, great stuff. Do check out my video on the Zoom Fly 5 where I go through some of the specs and speculate a little bit on how great the shoe may be or not. So those are my seasonal surprises as we hit December 2021. Some good, some bad. There's some real Chevy Chases in there and some Grinches. Furnish me in the comments with your surprises of 2021, like some sort of footwear Father Christmas. A musical interlude for you. Now this one's not directly Christmas related, but I don't think anybody would be sad to hear it start up at a Christmas party. We're talking Are You Ready to Rock by Wizzard. Everyone knows Wizzard for See My Baby Jive and I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, and also I Wish It Could Be a Wombling Merry Christmas Every Day as well, which is, you know, best very little said about that one, I think. Are You Ready to Rock is fantastic though. A proper old style 50s rock and roll number. Got some swing to it as well. Fantastic vocal delivery from Roy Wood, the legend. An absolute winner of a saxophone solo, but there's a special ingredient towards the end of the track where you've got this harmonized bagpipe solo. Yes, I said harmonized bagpipe solo. It's just complete madness. It's sort of like an overload of marzipan, 56 energy drinks in one. It's really fun, and if you do enjoy dancing perhaps with your other half or your friends or whatever, and you're able to do that obviously safely this year, then I think it's a winning number. Are You Ready to Rock by Wizzard. I do own a really old 7-inch version of this track and it just sounds amazing, especially when you crank up the speakers and listen to it. It's beautiful sound, really is. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of today's video, guys. We're getting a little bit closer to Christmas. Every second that goes by, I can almost smell the Jordan 11s that are underneath the tree. I haven't put them there, by the way. I hope that's what's in that box. If you haven't done so already, help out the channel by hitting that subscribe button, but also clicking the bell below for notifications when we roll out those new videos for you. And it really helps us out if you give this video a thumbs up like, but also share it with your running buddies. My name's Ed Budd, and I'll be seeing you